All right, so this list I put together: the top Southern MCs, top 50 Southern MCs all time. I did this like 4 years ago, and now I'm looking back at it. I'm like, man, this shit is way off. Ant Learn with the super chat says T Pain wished that he had an unconditional love. Andre Shashir says Pac wasn't that tough. He was talking crazy at a concert here in Milwaukee, and the gangsters ran him off stage, fearing for his life. There was a video
Oh, hold
too.
on.
Oh, wait.
Okay, like I hate when guys say that. It's like, okay, like this is what I'm saying. Like, you want to know what I'm most proud of, Mike? It's that I abide by street laws when I'm in somebody else's town. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Hammer ran Redman about an Oakland one time. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it happens.
You don't you don't fuck with niggas in they hood. I be telling people that. It's like when I travel, no. I follow the rules that the neighborhood requires that I follow to make it out safely. That's why I was telling you that story about when I was up on Boulder Crest that time. It's like, oh no. I'm from the east side. I know how this shit rolls. I know what it is, what you do. I know how you do it. I know how fast you do it. I'm following protocol every time I step out. When you do not follow protocol, it does not matter who you are, Mike. I be telling niggas that streets don't care who you are. You are going to follow protocol and respect the rules. If you do not
Yeah.
respect the rules, they're gonna ride on your ass. That is Tupac. That is Biggie. That is Nas. That is Jay. Like when Jay was like saying that shit on I went to Soul Train with more chains and blank that the niggas won't do a thing. I'm like, yeah, niggas won't do a thing as long as you stay within certain parameters or certain blocks that I know you and them ain't about to go to, because you're not about to go to Compton and talk that shit. You better stay your ass right there in LA on them little, like right there. Don't you go 15 minutes over there. You feel what I'm saying? And he knew
Right.
that, and you can verify that. Oh, he didn't go over there when he was out there. You feel me?
Right.
After he said that. Like, niggas got to understand, you got to respect niggas' rules and niggas' laws, period. I obey the rules and the laws wherever the fuck it is. Like, I was back home in Charlotte one time at a party. One of my best friends from high school invited me to a party. I'm pretty well known. He was like, ain't no phones or no nothing in here. I'm like, I'm Coop. I'm keeping my phone. He's like, we gonna shoot you. I said, take the phone.
On that note, let's get to this top 50. I had Scarface at number one. I don't think anybody has a problem with that.
Mike, I have Scarface with 6 dots behind it. It's like, I wish a motherfucker would.
And you know, 4 years ago, I had Andre 3000 at number two.
I don't.
I don't anymore either. So, who do you have at number two?
My number 2 and my number 3 is debatable. So I want to bring up my number 2 and my number 3.
Okay, go for
And
it.
my number 4 if people want. Can
Go
I just
ahead.
give you my top 5? How about this? Can I give
Yeah,
you my top
give
5?
the
Can we
top
do them in
five.
5?
Get the
Because
top
we've
five.
already kind of been running for like a minute anyway.
Yeah, give me five.
Number 1, I have Scarface. Number
Right.
2, I have Pusha T. Number 3, I have Lil Wayne. Number 4, I have J. Cole. Number 5, I have T.I.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it because you
Ain't
know
no
what?
rapper without no goddamn solo album breaking my top 5 on any list,
No,
even a
I feel you.
regional list. Even a regional list, you're
No,
not
no, I
breaking my
feel
top
you.
5. All right, let's go ahead and get that
All
out the
right.
way.
So number
Right.
two, you got you got Pusha T, and I know you said between Wayne and Push, interchangeable. I'm gonna
Let's
keep it
talk about
all the
it.
way a buck. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. You know I'm more of a Pusha T fan.
Right.
Wayne deserves that number two spot.
Except for the fact that he hasn't faded Pusha T and Pusha T has faded him. And in this rap
And his
in this
label.
rap climate, Mike, you don't never put ahead a nigga that done lost to another nigga. He done lost to Pusha T. I'm
Okay.
not putting him ahead.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, he doesn't have, as great as his catalog is, and his catalog beginning to end is better than Pusha T's catalog. But in this hip hop spirit that we work in, it is comparable enough that you don't get to take that L and then have your right hand man take the L too
It's
and
true.
put you above this nigga. You didn't take the L. You and your mans took the L. Two of you the two biggest niggas from your era, and y'all took an L from this nigga, and he has a classic solo album.
You
He's
know
got
what? I
classic
will
group
give you
stuff.
that. I will
Oh,
give you
listen,
that.
listen. He's got Pusha T has a triple crown. He has a classic mixtape. He has a classic solo album. He has a classic group project, and he faded the two biggest artists of his era in a battle, including the nigga that I put behind him, which is the main reason I put behind him. I'm like, hold on, I'm not putting a nigga with a classic mixtape, classic solo album, classic group album, and faded you and your fucking mans. I cannot put you ahead of him because this is hip hop. When the fuck in the streets did we ever do that?
You know what? I can give you that, and I think that's one of Wayne's shortcomings in the fact that he never really jumped up with competition like that, because everybody that's at the top, and they've had situations like that, they put it in check. Ant Learn with the super chat says, Mr. Mike or Big Mike didn't make the list. We'll talk about that.
Big Mike, I'm Serious is pretty tough.
It is pretty tough.
He might have got us with something. I'm Serious is one of the best Southern rap albums. How about this? I'm Serious is a top 50 Southern rap album, even if he's not a top 50 Southern MC. Back to the Wayne shit. Saying fuck Pusha T on Twitter one day ain't gonna cut it, fam. Where the fucking records at?
What do you think about T.I. though in that conversation, in that scope of it? Because T.I.'s done the battle. He's done, I mean, pretty much everything. Like, he's got the features. He's got the albums. I mean, he has the duration. He has the skill level. He's held his own.
Not holding up. So let's talk about it. I put him at number 5. I'm going to tell you why he's at number 5 and he's not higher, because I kind of wanted to put him at 2 or 3 and make this a more viable conversation. His catalog is not holding up well if we're going to be honest and be objective. It's holding up very much. Hold on. How about this? Remember when I'd say about how some of Jay's stuff is not as strong as it used to be? It's like that with T.I. shit, except for it's harder because Tip is not the lyricist that Jay is. So some of that Jay shit that I say that don't hold up from his era, but some of that Tip shit's not holding up as well. Specifically the stuff that's not on Trap Music or King is not holding up as well.
Right.
Tell me that I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
How often do you go listen to the shit on Paper Trail? You feel me?
I don't listen to Paper Trail at all. I think when
that's probably his 4th best album, Mike. So that's problematic
to me. You know, I think for me, whenever I go listen to Tip, it's more Urban Legend, Trap Music, and King.
And so if you go after those
King,
albums,
if we want to talk about mixtapes and stuff like that.
Right. So is any of those albums better than the Carter 2, the Carter 3, Daytona, or Hell Hath No Fury? Maybe King?
Yeah, I think King, to me, is better than some of those Carters.
King's better than the Carter 3, but not Carter 2.
You know what? I would give Trap Music over to Carter 2, though, for me.
I can't do that.
I think so.
I guess you want to know, how about this? The Carter 2.
I'm just doing my job.
Hold on. The Carter 2 is a breaking point for me when it comes to Wayne and T.I., if I'm being objective, and I'm going to tell you why. Wayne, the way Wayne is spitting beginning to end the Carter 2, it's like, no, T.I.'s not spitting like that beginning to end on any project. Not beginning to end. He might have more high moments like I'm Talking to You on King. He might have more high single moments like What You Know. He might have more of a feel with certain songs on Trap Music. But like that motherfucker Wayne.
It's kind of like Carter that Tupac thing, though, Coop. I think a lot of the
Carter 2, hold on. The Carter 2, lyrically speaking, is a top 5 Southern hip hop mic performance, and that's including group shit, including Outkast shit, Face shit. It's like that on the Carter 2. He's like that, and I had to go back and listen to King and Trap Music in the Carter 2 to be certain. He's superior as an MC. Like Wayne's superiority as an MC is slightly better than what Tip does, almost on some Ghostface versus Method Man type shit. It's like bar for bar, Tip is better, but all things considered, when Wayne's in that zone like he is on the Carter 2, can't say that Tip is better when Wayne goes to Carter 2 level. And he's on Carter 2 level, all of Carter 2, as in from intro to Lock and Low with Corrupt, to Best Rapper Alive, to More Fire, to Fireman, to Money on My Mind, to the Oh No shit, to Shooter with Robin Thicke. No, his spit game on there, some of the best Southern rap spit shit ever put down. As a matter of fact, as far as a solo MC carrying weight is concerned, it might be only behind The Diary lyrically, Mike.
Jay Short
it's like that on the Carter 2. That nigga's special.
Jay Short with the super chat says, is there a Rick Ross argument for top 5? No one outside of Face can beat him in the verses, and he'd have 20 to spare. Honorable mention, a little flip too.
Can we go to my next 10?
Ross thing?
Can we go to my next 10?
Go ahead.
Are we
Hold on.
not
Let me
in the
get to
next
the super
five?
chat. Let me get to these super chats real quick.
Yeah, do the super
Double oh
chat.
007 says, side note, gentleman, Jigga Man said that he's not actively making music or an album. And is
I don't
not
believe him.
sure what the future holds, but he's going to leave it open.
I don't believe him. He's a hustler. I don't believe him. You don't trust. Look here. How many times do you have to be hustled before, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you gonna drop it in the bag before you realize that you dropped it in the bag? Like, okay. Like, I don't believe any of that shit. He's recording actively. He's scheming. Mike, this guy is the most competitive guy of all the great MCs. Of all the great MCs, he's the one with that Tom Brady in him. It's like, I don't want anybody to beat me at anything.
Michael Jordan in him, yeah.
In tennis, he's Novak Djokovic. Like, Federer and the doll don't care anymore. They're like, we all got majors. We all got 20 plus majors. We're all worth 100 plus, 200 plus $1 million. Djokovic is the only one that's like, I want to beat these motherfuckers and be the one. Like, that's who Jay is in this business. Don't tell me that this motherfucker's sitting around not plotting. Like, don't do that. That's disrespectful to who he's been competitively.
Michael Williams says that life
that
is
doesn't
good.
Die.
Right.
That doesn't die. That's why Tom Brady retired for like 2 hours and then came. It doesn't die, Mike. You just suppress it. It's
Michael
like
Williams
having
with
an
the
addiction.
super chat says,
he's probably talking to somebody about this shit. Do you understand that, Mike? You probably got a therapist. He's probably talking to somebody about his competitive nature and how problematic it is within the confines of a normal life.
Well, we'll see. Michael Williams with the super chat says, life is good's 10th anniversary is today. One of my favorite Nas projects. Stay is my favorite song. Some say hating is confused admiration. Yeah, bars. Topping that with the super chat says Birdman Jr. he spazzed. Yes, he did. That's Carter 1.
Stay.
So let's go with.
Go ahead. Stay is probably the best song on Life is Good. I'm tired of telling you niggas that Life is Good is just good. Life is Good is like Nas' 7th, 8th, or 9th best album. Next.
Cherry Wine's my favorite song on there.
Cherry Wine would be second for me. Stay is the one with the most staying power, though, because of the bars. That's that shit that Tupac and Nas do, like on that philosophical, intelligent, lyrical level, right, where you think about it and feel it, and they're like, oh, where some confused hating is admiration. Yeah, that's that shit.
All right, so let me get your 6 through 10.
Big Boy at number 6.
Okay.
Rick Ross at number 7. So close to top 5. And thought about swapping out Rick Ross and T.I. and really had to have a catalog conversation with myself about the importance of their great albums. T.I.'s great albums are more important than Rick Ross's greatest albums, even though Rick Ross's albums are better overall. And Big Boy obviously has the Outkast stuff in the solo career, so I comfortably fit him in between. Right after Rick Ross, I put Andre. I did not put Andre 3000 because Andre 3000 did not really rap.
He didn't. Andre 3000 was introduced to us on Stankonia.
But Andre, who rapped on Southern Playalistic and ATLians and Aquemini, although that guy has no real solo material, the shit that he did on those 3 projects and the brevity of verses on Stankonia alone and
features and all that stuff.
Features, and I was actually thinking the R&B album that he did that he's barely rapping on, that niggas is trying to pop up 20 years later and act like he actually rapped on seriously. That's still enough to get him placed at number 8. Okay. But not any higher than, because I realized this, because I kept sliding him down. I'm like, where catalog-wise is it fair to put somebody's catalog ahead of him? Everybody that I have ahead of him has the catalog that says that they should be ahead of him. Scarface, Pusha T, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, T.I., Big Boy, Rick Ross. Those are the best Southern catalogs. Once the catalog conversation was over, put the best MC in. He fell at number 8. Not that 3 Stacks nigga. I don't know who that guy is as an MC. He liked to rap. He liked to sing. He liked to play the guitar. He liked to disappear. But Andre, from albums 1 to 3 and at parts of Stankonia and The Love Below, that guy's number 8. Number 9 is Ludacris. Number 10 is CeeLo.
Blue Collar Hustle with the super chat says, Coop, nobody agrees with you on the Life is Good. Join the lights. I think 007 got one too. He said, Coop, be careful. You sounded like you on that mic-ish, comparing Nas to Nas. Because Life is Good is a 7, 8, 9, or 10 on Nas's list. On a lot of others, it'll probably be top 3. And y'all blowing up Life is Good. I'm going to go listen
That's what
to it
we
tonight.
doing? No, it's not. Hold on. How about this? That Blaze list that we named, Life is Good, would only be number 3 maybe on LL or Cool G Rap's catalog. It would not be number 3 on Rakim or KRS-One's catalog. It would not be number 3 on Biggie's catalog. It would not be number 3 on Jay's catalog. It would not be number 3 on Ice Cube's catalog. It would not be number... Maybe you want to know... Oh, shit, these motherfuckers got the point. Hold on. Slick Rick, Cool G Rap,
Maybe.
LL. Man, fuck y'all. Hold on.
So number... Hold. Your number 10 was CeeLo?
Yeah, CeeLo's number 10. Hold on, Illmatic, it was written.
Let me see. Let me change
Illmatic, Lost Tapes, Godson, KD2, Magic. No, nigga, that shit is like 8 or 9. I'm not changing that shit. It's like an 8th or 9th. No, I don't care if it's the 8th or 9th best album. Like Stevie Wonder don't have it. Is Stevie Wonder's 9th best album a classic? Is Stevie Wonder's 8th or 9th best album a classic? What about Prince? Is Prince's 8th or 9th best album a classic?
Nah.
That's like Diamonds and Pearls.
About Stevie
right?
either.
That's like
a
Diamonds
lot
and Pearls
of
isn't even like Diamonds and Pearls is like his 6th or 7th best album. Prince stop that.
Yo, man, somebody said, I think it was Jay Short said Luda got no classics. What do y'all think about that? All right.
Luda might be the best MC in here lyrically, not named Andre or Cole though. What would you say to that? Just purely speaking.
Just off bars?
Just off bars. Look, Face, Pusha T, Wayne, Cole, T.I., Big Boy, Rick Ross, Andre, Ludacris, CeeLo. Where would you put Luda as a lyricist in those guys? Because I would put him right after Dre and CeeLo probably. And Cole, right? Fourth, Dre, CeeLo, Cole.
I think the thing is, if I'm going into the booth, right, and I need a dope freestyle or like just some straight up bars, I might even go to Luda before Cole. For that matter, I might even go to Luda before. I've never heard Andre 3000 freestyle. I've never heard that.
I'm about to say. So this is what I mean about evidence, and this is part of how Luda ended up in my top 10. It's like, oh no, I'm pretty certain that I heard this thing called the "Made You Look" remix one time.
Well, I mean, for the Rap City in the Basement fans.
No, I mean
Luda ran the basement. Luda ran the basement.
Let's talk about East Coast standard for bars. There's a Made You Look remix that has a prime Nas and a prime Jada Kiss on it. Is Ludacris not rapping bar for bar with those guys?
Oh, definitely. Okay. Nas the GOAT says, Coop, in my opinion, Rick Ross should be top 5. He arguably has the best catalog on the list outside of Scarface. Pusha T is not number 2, my guy. LOL. That's your bias kicking in.
No, it's not.
Andre Shashir says, Life is Good is a nice album.
Right. It's a great album. It's a great album. First of all, I'm going to say this again. This is what I keep saying about Pusha T. Am I biased? Like, maybe. Mike, isn't Re-Up Gang 1 and 2 classic?
Shit's crazy.
Isn't Lord Willin' and Hell Hath No Fury considered classic?
At least Hell Hath No Fury.
Is Grinding a classic?
It is.
Is Daytona a classic?
We overlook a lot of the stuff that Pusha T's done in his career.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, hold on. It's like, well, how many guys are really walking around? I'm serious. How many guys are walking around with mixtape classics, group classics, album classics?
Yeah, it's not a lot of people.
And hold on, Mike. And has a little feather in the cap can say, I faded the 2 biggest artists in my era.
Yeah.
Not one. I faded the 2 biggest artists in my era. I'm not putting anybody over him except for Face when I thought about that. Because he's got the material and hold on. And how many niggas have actually lived the fucking life that the feds were really on them too? He's actually talking the shit and lived the shit that these niggas be talking about. What more could you want from a rapper? You want street cred? He got it. You want bars? He got it. You want classics? He got it. You want a nigga that won a battle and ain't never lost? He got it.
The other thing that's big that we're not talking about, the longevity he has.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been doing it. Hold on. He's been around longer than everybody on this list except for Wayne and Scarface. And Outkast, pretty much.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about being active, though, like his area of activity probably outspans everybody other than Scarface, right?
No,
And
his
Wayne.
activity level span. Hold on. So how about this? This is what I mean about going to work. Okay, so the top 3 guys on my Southern list are the guys that actually have done the most work too.
Yeah.
That's Face, Pusha T, and Wayne. They've stayed working. You have to work at this. People who are the best at stuff, like Mike, Tom Brady's the best NFL football player of all time because he's been the best for the longest.
He's got the most work. Jay Short with the
He's
super chat says
the most great
Andre
work.
bit CeeLo's Perfect Imperfection album to make the love below, and CeeLo sang and rapped better. Interesting take. You know, I don't disagree with you. I do think The Love Below is a better album, but not by a lot. But I do love the fact that CeeLo was able to actually do a full song where it was 3 verses, 3 rap verses. And
big old words.
Not to mention that. Yeah, big old words. Not to mention that he actually gave a really great contribution to that Dungeon Family album while he was recording Perfect Imperfections. He was recording both of those albums at the same time. Well,
CeeLo
Andre
was there.
just gave the Dungeon Family album Trans DF Express verse and another singing song.
CeeLo is very Lupe-like in the sense that his lyrical output is very, very supreme, but sometimes his execution leaves you wanting more. And I say that respectfully for somebody that loves him, because if we're actually, how about this? If we're going bar for bar, he's the best lyricist in the South.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Bar for bar, whoever lived down here, CeeLo. Over Dre, over Cole.
Yeah.
Right. He's like that.
The relentless realism. Regardless
represents. Schools I possess and manifest a heaven sense. No nonsense, because my conscience was right. So when he's there, he's literally there in a way that even like Andre, Luda, Wayne, Cole, like, no, they're not him lyrically when he hits his mark. But it's the same thing that goes on with Lupe. Hitting the mark lyrically does not equate to great songs or music.
You remember the All I Know record? Was that Phil Mob with T.I. was on there?
Yes. Yes.
CeeLo closed out.
Yeah, I told you, Smoke.
Even on the Earth Gang record, CeeLo closes out.
Yes. You know, me and Smoke used to have the same barber. I used to run into him.
Smoke around. Born King says, no JT Money on this list?
No. I used to run into JT Money on South Cobb at the liquor store.
JT Money's a legend. I like JT Money. It didn't cross my mind when I wrote the list, but I need to consider that. I say it didn't cross my mind. I need to consider.
Not top 50. Not top 50, no.
Well, some of the people I got in here, like 21 Savage, and I think that.
No. So let's get to it. How do you feel about my top 10? You want me to run my top 10 down again?
Run your top 10 down again, because I got
Scarface, Pusha T, Lil Wayne, and you want to know what? If you want to put Wayne ahead of Pusha T, it's just like you're gonna have to show me where it's been okay for a nigga to lose a battle, for his man to lose a battle, and for us to put the nigga ahead of him.
Well, and also the questionable pen stuff. The questionable pen stuff. It is what it is.
Right. So my list is pretty solid.
No, I'm with you, and everything you said about Pusha T, I mean, that's hard to refute.
Right.
I know it doesn't sound right to people for Pusha T to be number 2 in the South, but I think you might be on to something.
Hold on, think about it. Daytona is a classic, right?
Yeah.
Hell Hath No Fury is a classic, right?
Yeah.
Re-Up Gang Volume 1 and Volume 2 is a classic, right?
I don't know if it's classic to everyone else, but I love it.
No. Re-Up Gang, at least one of those. So it's like at least Volume 1 or Volume 2 is classic to most niggas that know hip-hop.
Cry Now is one of my favorite mixtape songs ever.
Yes.
Period.
Grinding. Like, Grinding is one of the best hip-hop songs ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
He checks all the boxes. He won a battle against Lil Wayne and Drake while they were at their peak. Like, he never let up on them, and they lost. It's like, how did y'all lose that? It's like everything was in your favor, and you still lost. Like, you have no reason not to put him at number 2, because here's the thing about it, too. He's been hotter longer than all these other niggas except for Wayne and Face, too. That's what I mean. Like, he's been viable.
The one thing I will kind of push back on, are you okay with J. Cole being over T.I.? And is that about how T.I.'s music is aged?
It is. because I really
How
want
do
to
you
swap
feel like
that.
Cole's? Because I know we're really giving Cole a lot of credit for the bars that he's been putting in and the bar work he's been putting in. But how does his material match up next to T.I.'s material, album for album?
See, that's what I mean is that his T.I.'s catalog doesn't hold up as well. What you're finding is that some of Cole's music is subtle, and so some of the subtle stuff is holding really, really well to make it comparable. He's a superior MC. And that's no disrespect to Tip. Tip is our most versatile MC. Push is our most vicious MC. Face is our best overall MC. But Cole is the guy. How about this? If we had a fight, Cole would be the guy we take to the fight, Mike.
I don't know, man. I think I disagree with you on that. And maybe I hold T.I. a little bit too high. I got T.I. over Cole. But I understand where you're coming from.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. So after Face, if you wanted to swap Wayne for Pusha, you would have valid premise. If you wanted to swap Tip for Cole, valid premise. I'm not going to make it seem like when I wrote this list that those things weren't close for me. I feel like you could change out 2 through 5 if you wanted to, and I'd be. How about this? You could change out 2 through 7, and I'd be okay with it. Like if you wanted to slide Ross all the way up to number 2, and Big Boy to number 3, and slide Pusha down to 7, and slide Cole down to 6, you would have a valid argument too. So I think that 1 through 7, but I'm not putting that nigga Andre up above all those niggas with all that classic shit that they did while he hasn't given us 3 verses of a rap song yet. That's just unfair. No, because the reality of the matter is that he should be number 1 on this list. How about this? You know what Face is on this list? Is actually what Andre should be. Be like, so Andre's number 1 on this list, and then we're going to get the Face, and then we're going to talk about the rest of these niggas. That's how this list is supposed to go. And so Andre is Andre is turning into the biggest what if in hip hop history. I'm gonna say this again. Scarface is clearly number 1 on this list. It's clearly supposed to be Andre,
according to a lot of people.
And think about where Scarface is all time. Scarface is in almost everybody's top 10 MC list all time. So if I'm telling you today that it's supposed to be Andre easy, we're supposed to be having a real conversation about this guy being the greatest MC of all time. But we're not having that conversation now, are we? 8.
Well, Face said the same thing. Mike 100 with the super chat says Coop Wayne got 3 peats, multi mixtape classics, and a longevity conversation.
No, all those mixtapes aren't like that. That's why I bought up. Like, how about this? You can put Wayne's 2 best mixtapes next to Re-Up Gang Volume 1 and Volume 2, and it's comparable.
I don't know, man. Dedication 2 is just overwhelmingly a classic to most people. And again, I'm not a super Wayne fan that.
I'm not a super Dedication 2 fan like everybody else.
People love Dedication 2. People love Dedication 2. And what's the other one, guys? Say it in the chat. I see the cover in my face.
I'm an Alien?
Nah, not that. Top of that with the super chat says, is Trilogy a top 50 Southern album? Underrated. What's that Wayne mixtape? I'm having a brain freeze right now. It'll come to me in a second. But yeah, Wayne got that mixtape. No, that's what
I'm saying, Mike. The shit that slaps like that, you remember though. That's why I thought the conversation. I can tell. I remember Re-Up Gang Volume 1, Volume 2. I remember when Grindin' dropped.
Well, I'm more of a fan of.
I remember Daytona. If like niggas have to think about it, it's out the conversation. It's kind of like that eye test thing. It's like you supposed to be like,
Drought 3.
Hold up, classic shit. Yeah.
Nah, the Drought 3. The Drought 3.
Oh, the Drought 3.
Yeah.
Hell no, that's not better. Like, how about this? Go listen to Re-Up Gang Volume 1 and Volume 2. Go listen to the Drought 3.
No ceilings is what I'm. Thank you, Free.
You're thinking about no ceilings.
Is what I'm thinking
That's more comparable.
Yeah, ceilings is what I'm talking about.
So no ceilings, and what was the other one? The first one you named?
007 even text me, said no ceilings. No ceilings, Dedication 3, and you got the Drought 3.
No ceilings and Dedication is more comparable, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you remember Raid? Like, what's the shit Ron like? Raid? With 50 and I'm sorry, like this is the thing when you have notoriety. People don't know Pusha's catalog like they should.
Nas the GOAT says, can y'all please explain why Future is not a rapper? I'm just saying for my personal, and y'all know me, man. I've been on here. I have championed Future over and over and over again. I think Future is the most impactful artist over the past 10 years. right? But when it comes to ranking him with other rappers, it's just so difficult to do based on his style. I don't know if he's a singer, I don't know if he's a rapper. It's very difficult. Like, for the people who are asking me this, what would you say Future's best verse is?
I could say the same thing about Thug, though, couldn't we?
Yeah, I don't have him on here either. It's very difficult. I mean, I think they're great overall artists. But when it comes to like a MC list, I mean, maybe that's just my mind going to the bar work and all that stuff, but it's very hard to even quantify. You know what I mean?
I
Mike
feel that
Sean
way
Williams
about Thug,
says,
but I don't feel that way about Future, Mike, in all honesty.
okay. I'm gonna let you say what you got to say. Mike Sean Williams says the Carter 2 is Lil Wayne's best work. Throughout
Yep.
the entire album wise, anything else he puts out will never match up to the quality of the
Yep.
Carter 2 has.
Yep. 100.
I love
Echo.
Future, man. I love
Echo.
Future.
Money on My Mind, Fly Out, Oh No, Best Rapper Alive, More Fight. That toss you like a fruit salad, strawberry grape. Yeah. They balling when they can, and I'm balling by nature. Addicted to the game like Jordan and Peyton.
Yo,
That
let
nigga
me ask
crazy,
you this
man.
though. What is your favorite Future verse? What's Future's best rap verse?
That's the problem with all of these new guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard, man.
No, truthfully.
And I love Mask Off. I love I love.
I'm gonna say this respectfully with some of the people on this list. Oh no, that's the problem that with Dolph, with Future, with Gunna, with 21, with Lil Baby. It's a problem with all of them. They don't have standout verses.
I could say 21 May.
No.
Right? He has distinctive verses, like his verse on Quavo's album. I love his verse on Metro's album. He had 2 solo songs on there. On Bang Outside, I Hang Outside. I mean, he has some stuff.
Maybe that you want to know what that for Savage? Maybe that right there, yeah. But even he's become a better rapper since then, though, Mike.
He has.
So when you say that, it's like, well, that was the old Savage, and this guy's a better rapper now. So it's like, when you say that,
I liked some of his verses on his first mixtape.
I don't.
LP with the super chat says, Pusha on Volume 2 is the template for today's punchline street rapper. His punches, metaphors, subject matter were all ahead of its time. Wayne bit Pusha.
There's that too. Hold on, how about this? There's what happened to that boy too. Ugh. Another soul lost. Had to make a shirt. Max my ox, blood colored Porsche. Ugh. The rims match, of course. Blood hit his Timbs. It reminded me of them. Glistening, wrist on chiller. Gun in the same palm, a gorgeous killer. I put this on my lord. My niece was 4 when she felt chinchilla.
LP
Come
said,
on, man.
I'm the best since
Come on,
he died,
guy.
and he
like
lied.
Wayne don't talk that street shit like that because he ain't lived that street shit like that.
LP says, I'm the best since he died, and he lied. Push. Look, I mean, 22 niggas, right. 2 to a car, 11 flagships with the 3-point star. The only other ballers is the 3-point stars. We only 5'9", they think we point guards. No jumper. Still with the top of the key. Yeah,
hold on. This is the guy on Mercy and on New God like Air too. Jordans. Right. You know, Roof gone, George Jefferson.
Yeah. That
white frost on that pound cake, so your Duncan Hines is irrelevant. Yeah, this is the same guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, he's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Soulmatic says that 2 Chainz is nicer than Future. And you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. And I think Future's probably the better overall artist. But I can actually quantify, you know what I'm saying, some 2 Chainz versus to be able to have some sort of evidence on that. That's why it's difficult to have Future on here.
I have Future on my list. I don't have Thug on my list because I really couldn't recall Thug rapping outside of like contribution stuff early. But Future did rap. Like, he did.
No. Future can rap. But it's like, is his rap stuff his best stuff? Like, the Future that we know and that is the
Dirty Sprite's his best stuff. So that's him rapping.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, his best stuff is actually still him rapping. Even on Jumpman, like his best song for me is still Jumpman.
Oh yeah, listen, man. He always kills Drake.
He
To me,
killed. He
in my opinion,
killed
look, he
Jumpman.
carries Drake. Let's just say
He
that.
was trying to join the team. I told her, wait, chicken, fries, and fries. We don't go on dates. Like, no. He's spitting on there.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, I think some of my favorite Future verses, they kind of come to me now. I liked him on Oxycontin, which is
Yes.
on the album with him and Juice WRLD. With Wayne's
Yep,
on there.
I know some Oxycontin. Yeah, everybody knows Oxycontin.
And I loved him on Submate, which is
See, that's what I'm saying. He's got verses and hooks and stuff like that. Thug doesn't have that. Most of Thug shit you remember is like some sing-songy shit. Future actually has verses that you can remember. And so, like, I even want to be careful with that. Like, people just need to go listen to Pusha T's shit. Like, for real. Like, that early clips, Re-Up Gang stuff, like, before his solo career. Like, he had a whole classic career with his group member and with his crew before he did his solo shit. You understand?
I mean, the fact that Pusha T is arguably the second best rapper coming out the South. That's something that we don't really think about, but you're giving a really good case. Bagger Jones of the Super Chat says Gilly wrote for Wayne. Points taken away for that.
Hold on. I thought about that too. I thought about the ghostwriting aspect because I thought about Pusha's verse on Trap or Die 2.
Yeah. I thought about that
Tuxedo all white. Something like my prom night. My teachers even saw jail. They ain't even read my palms right. Yeah, the flow gets more clever than ever. The flow gets brighter by the year. Killer minus the tattoo tear. Because murder don't mix with the shit we got floating by the pier. Tell Hova don't pass the crown so soon. Unless he got a crown for every writer in the room. There's too many spirits on these ghost-written tunes, so you can't crown an heir until you seance the room. Oh, he talking greasy about these niggas, and these niggas are doing nothing. How are you going to hold on, if hip-hop is about the streets, and if hip-hop is based in the streets, and all things are comparable, and a guy is coming out and talking about you like that, and you don't even respond, you shook, and ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. I'm not putting no guy. I love Wayne. I can't put Wayne ahead of Push just about how it played out. Because when the strongest shit that you got is going up on Twitter saying Pusha T's a bitch, it's like, oh, well, he got you. And you his bitch. And he got you and your mans.
I mean, his verse on Illin alone.
Right. Yeah. No, this is rap, nigga. It goes Scarface and Pusha T, like the niggas who you can't fuck with.
LP with the super chat. Appreciate that $20 super chat, LP. He says, help my young girl see my way through the bachelor. Sent my old girl right back to her master's. Same graduation. I had the clapping in the rafters.
Right.
Man, yeah, Pusha T's, man. He's
hold on.
Pusha T the truth.
What's that shit? Hold on. What's that shit on Name Me King?
Hold
on.
We got to get through this list. We like 3 hours in.
What do you say? The rainbow rolly. He's got so much shit.
He's got
man.
A lot of material, man. And I was even listening. So much
shit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's roasted a lot of niggas low key. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, he done jumped on Jeezy shit, flamed up Jeezy. He done flamed up Game on his shit. He flamed up 50 on Raid. He be flaming niggas up low key. He flamed up Jay, Saha, and Kanye on So Appalled. Success is what you make it. Take it. When has Wayne ever performed like that with that type of talent in the room?
Yeah,
Success
So Appalled is a big one.
Take it how it comes. 500,000 20s like a Billy where I'm from. An arrogant drug dealer, the legend I become. CNN said I'd be dead by 21. Black Jack, literary devices, I just pulled an ace. You looking at the king in his face. Everything I dream, motherfucker, I'm watching it take shape. While to you, I'm just a young rich nigga that lacks faith. Hey. Range Rover, leather roof, love war, fuck a truce. Still move a bird like I'm in bed with Mother Goose. Them hoes coming in a baker's dozen, claiming they was with me when they know they really wasn't. I keep the city's best, never said she was the brightest. So if you had a 2, it don't affect me in the slightest. I never met a bitch that didn't need a little guidance, so I dismiss her past. until she disappoints your highness. Wayne ain't never stepped into the booth and set niggas on fire like that in a scenery like that. He hasn't. That's Jay, Kanye, and Sci-Hi in their prime in the room, and Pusha T's the best MC in the room. So, he's number 2 after Scarface.
Well, people are saying Wayne on Forever.
No, like I said, that's Jay-Z, Kanye, and Sci-Hi on the track. Who's on Forever? Eminem and Drake? Yay.
All right. Let's go to your full top 10, and then we're gonna go 11, 15. I think we're just gonna get the top 20 today. And I think I need to go back and rework my individual or my original list. And
okay, so let's
kind of go from there.
So you're right. Let's go, because we've been on this motherfucker for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I got Bun B at 11. Listen to this. Bun B at 11. MJG at 12.
Okay.
8 Ball at 13. Pimp C at 14. Killer Mike at 15. Fonte at 16. Currency at 17. J Electronica at 18. 2 Chainz at 19. And Mystical at 20.
Okay.
21 is Project Pat. 22 is Juvenile. 23 is Jeezy. 24 is Sci-Hi. And 25 is Rhapsody.
Okay.
Yep.
I like it. I'm gonna rework mine.
Yeah. Let's rework it and talk about it. I kind of figured this was gonna happen too, but I'm gonna tell you something. The most important thing that happened in the last 5 years, and this is what I mean, and you know this too. Time, Mike.
Yeah.
Like, look at that list. Look at how high you had Andre.
Yeah.
I want people to understand this. So many people be in this chat. It's like, yo, Coop, you be bullying Mike. It's like the biggest shift in this show has been the fact that I didn't just have Andre as the best Southern MC, Mike. Didn't I? When we were starting the show, didn't I have Andre in my top 5 as in all time? And you were like,
I had to go on a few rants. And Andre is my favorite rapper, bro.
You didn't go on a few rants, Mike. You went on about 6 months worth of rants before I literally woke up one day and I realized it's like, this nigga Mike is right. This nigga Andre don't have no bars. Like, Andre doesn't have an incarcerated Scarfaces, a quiet storm. So how can we even compare him to Prodigy and Raekwon?
We can't.
And you
not even if we gonna make it.
Here with Nas. Hold on. So we gonna put him over here with Nas and fair. Big and Jay, and we don't even know if he can do what Prodigy and Ray can do. We don't even know if he can do what his fucking co-worker and band member can do. We don't even know if he can make a song to the level that Big Boy can make.
We don't know.
And we're sitting there giving him this. So all these people feeling like it's like I got Mike off of some Jay-Z pivot point. No. The biggest tipping point in the show is Mike got me off my Andre tipping point, because on most top 10 lists that I used to do, I had Andre somewhere between 4 and 8. Andre has made lists where I put him ahead of Tupac about how he's performed on the mic. And you're the one that's told me, it's like, that's not fair to those other guys. He's like that. When I remember a list I gave you one time, it's like, you can't have KRS-One this far behind Andre. KRS-One's done too many solo songs, Coop.
Yeah. I mean, Andre doesn't have one single song where it's him and 3 verses. He's been in the game for, 28 years now. And we don't have one single song where, like, who else can we say that about?
You want to know how crazy this is? You want to know how crazy people are? There's a guy who follows us on YouTube right now that I just said that to, and he actually tried to bring up the Love Below, because for some of them, that shit that Andre's actually doing, like, confines them to, like, some sort of rap category. And I'm like, no, dude.
He's not rapping
He doesn't even have 3 whole verses, really. Like, he has 3 verses on the entire Love Below. Yeah. I'm talking about 3 verses on a song. And it's like, even some of these dudes now, they don't understand that it's like Jay-Z had to make Dead Presidents, Mike. No, Jay-Z had to make Dead Presidents to qualify the shit that he was talking like he was on Nas and Jay's level. He had to give us 3 verses.
He gave us 5 verses.
Of not just, if you want to go
what I mean? He gave us the first version, and the second version has 3 fresh new verses.
Listen, hold on. He gave us 5 verses
on one song
to prove who he was, and we were still like, yeah, put that guy in 3rd place. Right. Andre doesn't even have that.
No.
Andre doesn't have 5 verses on
On the Love
The
Below.
Love Below.
He doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Jay got 5 verses on Dead
On one
Presidents.
song.
I said this in YouTube. I was like, Jay from 1996, and I was using this because people keep saying this is a Nas channel. I was like, Jay did more in 96 to 2000 than Andre 3000 has done with his whole career. What are we talking about? And they're like, you can't move the goalposts.
No. You're giving
I'm
way
not moving the goalposts. I'm showing you what this real rap shit sound like, because most of that shit that Jay did was solo.
Cool. You're giving him too much credit. Jay did more 96 and 97 bar-wise than Andre's done the whole tenure of Outkast. Count the verses. And this is from an Outkast fan. And see, this is my thing. We can give Andre props, but we have to give Outkast as a collective those props. A lot of those props that y'all should be giving Outkast, y'all are giving to Andre individually, and that's not fair to the unit that made these songs. Now, you don't get individual credit if you didn't do the individual work. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not that too, and this is why I've had to start unpacking where it really sounds like Big Boy is the author of all their big songs outside of Southern Playalistic. AT-Aliens is Big Boy. Elevators is Big Boy. Rosa Parks, Big Boy. Miss Jackson, Big Boy. So Fresh, So Clean, Big Boy.
I would say that the hook for Miss Jackson's probably Dre, but everything.
No, the hook is Dre.
But the concept?
The concept is Big Boy.
Ant Learn says, where y'all rank Mac from No Limit? Is Mac from New York? I thought Mac was from New York.
Mac's not from the South.
Yeah.
I thought about putting the Fiend on here, actually.
I need to visit that. I'm going to revisit all of this.
My list is quick, too, but I'm going to tell you how my list ends, though. Can I tell you my number 50?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mad Skills from Virginia.
That's a good one.
Mad Skills. Remember the album? Remember From Where?
Yeah.
Nod Factor. I got your head nodding because your neck nose is fat. Check it out like this and then like that.
One of the greatest ghostwriters of all time.
Yeah. Arguably the greatest ghostwriter of all time. And yeah, Nod Factor.
I think Saha's up there as far as one of the greatest ghostwriters of all time.
Might be more notable, but not better.
Astro World's impressive. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is impressive.
I retract that statement just because you said those two albums.
I got to give him credit.
No. I retract that statement.
Mike Sean Williams says, Gilly didn't write everything for Wayne, though I thought it was only Carter 1. Everything else that Wayne ever put out was all him, and that's facts. See, this is my only problem with that. And I'm not trying to be funny, and look, Wayne's done so much work in this game, super impressive. But when Wayne changes modes, he's a totally different rapper. And those are the type of things that make people think, is there some help going on? Like, I get from the wobbly to Carter 1, that's just growth and probably influence or whatever. But when you look at that Carter 3 to even Not a Human Being to now, it's like, this ain't even the same person. You should, like, we've heard Jay flip up his style and flows, but he still sounds like Jay-Z lyrically. Like, some albums are more lyrical than others, but it's never one of those things where it's like, yo, is this even the same person?
So what if I were to tell you that Wayne never had any formal training, but he had the talent, and that the Carter 1 with Gilly was the only formal training that he got, and that once that training was done, he was okay. I want you to notice that it's like I almost never talk about the Carter 1. You want to know why? Because I don't count the Carter 1 like that, because I know Gilly wrote that shit. All right? And you can tell that Gilly wrote that shit.
Even the slang.
Gilly's from, hold on. Because listen to what I'm about to say. Because Gilly's from Philly. And so when people are like, oh, Wayne sounds like Jay-Z, I'm like, nah, Jay-Z is taking Philly's whole style around that time. And that's why
the
Wayne and Jay don't sound alike. They're both jacking Philly's style in different ways. Like Jay has Beans and Freeway and Chris and Neef and Oskino and Sparks right there. And Wayne's got Gilly coming down to the boot to fuck with him. But for whatever the Carter 1 is and whatever Gilly did on the Carter 1, respectfully to Gilly, well, Wayne blew that fucking shit out the water without you on Carter 2. So really all he needed with some coaching and some help, and you provided appropriate coaching and help. So do I think Gilly co-wrote the Carter one? Oh, hell yeah. Do I think that the best 5 to 7 tracks on the Carter 2 literally blow everything on the Carter 1 out the fucking water outside of Go DJ? Like, out the water, Mike. Like, out the water, it's not
my
a
favorite
conversation.
project from him. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, no, the nigga that spit game is really ill is really on No Ceilings, Dedication, Drought, Carter 2, 3. The guy that's on Carter 1 is still putting his modernized flow together. And quite frankly, it's okay for a New York nigga to take Philly whole sound, but it's not okay for an NO nigga to do it, huh?
Antlion says Mac was born and raised in New Orleans. I'm gonna get to this last super chat. We're gonna get up out of here. Homeboy Blaze.
I'm gonna check Mac because Mac was dope.
Homeboy Blaze says, where do y'all rank Big Crit? He has classic mixtapes and at least 2 great albums. Talk about Crit and we'll get out of here.
Got Crit at 28.
28? Okay.
28.
I'm gonna rework my list. We're gonna revisit this on Friday. What's being released on Friday? We'll be up to date on that. But I think this is a topic that we could really
the Primo shit and Game albums.
Oh yeah, the Primo, and everybody's wondering where Game's at. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Primo Friday, and we're gonna revisit this list, and we'll talk about whatever else it is, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with us today. We still got 300 people in here. Everybody hit that subscribe button. Make sure that y'all go pick up that yearbook 2020 and 2021. Got 2022 coming with the data that we're putting together. And Ant learned with another super chat before we go. He says, didn't the Carter 2 get leaked? Wayne had to make another album. Wayne works, man.
Work like Wayne.
Work like
Wayne was a thing. Work like Wayne was a thing when we was an MC down here. You remember that, Mike?
Yep.
It's like, yo, nigga, you want to get on, you better work like Wayne. It's like, the nigga's working all the time, though. It's like, nigga, you better work all the time. It's like, oh, okay.
And let's get up out of here. Appreciate y'all again, man. And we're going to holler at y'all Friday.